Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Thursday, March 10th, 2022. I am Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the King of Afternoon Drive Radio. So are you ready, Clemaniacs? If so, then let's give it up for Clem in the PM.
Yes, your love is driving me crazy. Yes, Sammy Hagar getting us started here on this Thursday afternoon edition of the Clem in the PM. Yes, all hail the arrival, the safe arrival to Clemville. Yesterday I was in New City, guy getting detoured left, right. I didn't know what was going on. Come to find out, a bad accident. So hopefully everybody arrived to Clemville safe. Let's again hail the safe arrival. I'm loving that bell. Sammy Hagar. I love Sammy Hagar. I was a Van Hagar fan. Probably, I don't know, was it more than Van Halen? I might have to say, I don't know. I mean, I love Van Hagar. And that was Sammy's only top Billboard 100 hit, believe it or not. The song Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy peaked at number 13. Yes. I'm like the Casey Kasem of radio, all right? Actually, I'm not. I don't know much about radio. You just heard the guy who knows a lot about radio on The Good. So we are here in Clemville, 3:15, just about, on your hometown radio station, WRCR AM 1700. If you're not in the Hudson Valley region, getting that 10,000 watts through your radio, you can always go to WRCR.com, or even easier, just tell your smart speaker to play WRCR. Yes. That yes is known, I'm telling you. You know, you heard the story of how at the Penguin Plunge I was talking and I said yes to Lou Falco. Was talking about Sheriff Falco. I apologize. And the lady next to me turns to me, "Are you the Clem?" And then my good thing my kids were. They witnessed that. And I said, "You see?" I bumped them both. I'm like, "You see? Tell your big sisters about this." Yes. And people do the yes. I'm not going to get into the other radio stations, but I'm telling you, whatever. We'll leave that for another day. Anyway, we are here. I'm feeling good. It's Thursday. The end of the week is just about there. Tomorrow, Friday, starts us off weekend. But before we get there, we have us until 5, and immediately thereafter, following us, will be Kerry Potter, her guest, House Calls. I love that show, but tonight's segment is, I think, one that everybody it hits home with. Lack of sleep. And what it does. When you get a good night's sleep, and when you don't get that good night's sleep, you can tell the difference. So let's all tune in tonight and call in if you have a question. Like nobody wants to hear, you ranting and raving. If you have a question about sleeping, you call in. So tonight at 5, House Calls with our very own Kerry Potter, who, by the way, is a great bowler. I mean, you got to see her out on those lanes. I'm looking forward to Team RCR, the wrecking crew, getting back out on the lanes, and for community, for fundraising, all for good causes, and watching Bryan Avenue Bob, Wilson Avenue Jeff, obviously the morning show host of the Jeff and Will Morning Show. I don't know how Will's bowling game is. I get a sense it's probably not that good, but I could be wrong. Hopefully I am. Kevin's got a bowl, a little bowl to him. But we look forward to getting out there with the community. And bowling is one of those things. There's a lot of events, especially at New City Bowl with Alice. What's her name? Allison? No. What's her name again? Alice. Everybody knows Alice over there. So look forward to that. Anyway, and I don't mean any specific event or day or whatnot, but just looking forward to getting out there. Bowling events are always fun. Bryan Avenue Bob's got him and Jeff are pretty good bowlers. I got to be honest with you. They are pretty good bowlers. Kevin, how are you feeling today? Part of that WRCR bowling team. You had another great show, but you weren't feeling well. You're a little under the weather?
Yeah, a little bit, but pushing through, just trying to make it happen. Well, I can't believe someone's calling already. Hold on.
Yeah, I no calls during the Clemonologue unless they're offering me half of their estate. Then I will accept their call. So Kevin was under the weather, but he trooped in. Lucky for you, he did, because I'm here. If not, if he wasn't, if he wanted to take off, we wouldn't be here. So all hail Kevin, battling a little ailment, but nonetheless made it in. That's a team player right there. And the team, again, is WRCR. If, in fact, you have an event out there, you want the WRCR team out there, just reach out to Kerry, Kerry, at WRCR.com. You good, Kev? You got to take care of that call?
Yeah, actually, it's Barbara from the Penguin Plunge.
Barbara, you know what? We normally don't take calls during the Clemonologue. We'll take a call from Barbara.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Pete, I just wanted to tell you how cool you are. you even jumped in the water, you was cool.
Uh-oh. I can barely hear Barbara. Again, it was like when Franny the other day. I know she's there. Someone's talking, but I can't hear her. Kev, what'd she say?
She said that she wants you to know that you're cool, and you were cool before you even got into the water.
Well, Barbara saw me in distress when we were actually in the. Barbara went first. She was like, the front runner, the leader of the pack. Everybody followed her lead. The brave person who was going to take us into the Hudson. Some guy next to her, and I was right behind them. And it was like, it's like we were just bum rushing the enemy. We went into the water, and we were probably 10, 15 feet out when Barbara said some words to me, but I was in such a state of freezing cold shock, trembling. I couldn't understand what she was saying. So, Barb, this is the second time in several days that I can't understand what you're saying. The first time was because I almost froze to death in the Hudson, but it was for a great cause. And again, I can just compliment you on everything you do with the Penguin Plunge and the money raised for the sick kids and the families and all that great stuff. And sadly, I can't hear you now, Kevin. During the break, let's do what we do best and reboot and hopefully pray for something to happen. But Barb, I can't hear you. But if anything you have to say, Kev will relay to me before the break.
Hi, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad to see him there and to see him there with his kids, and it really makes a difference. And anytime he wants to go in the Hudson River, I will arrange that for him.
Okay, Pete. She's very grateful that you made your way over there, and she would have saved your life if she could. And she wants to, wants you to know that if ever you want to make it down to the Hudson River, just let her know and she'll set it up.
I might need practice now. Barbara, I don't know if you know this, but obviously Sheriff Falco and Assemblyman Mike Lawler were at the event, and I commend them on coming out and speaking to the community. But they had the contest where Mike Lawler actually outdueled Sheriff Falco in a meatball cooking contest. So I threw this out to both of them that next year's meatball contest, which always precedes the Penguin Plunge, I think it would be nice if the loser of that meatball contest honors himself by jumping into the Hudson River, and they both seem to oblige, so I'm going to write up a contract and present that to you, and next year one of them should be alongside of us in that cold Hudson River water.
I love the idea.
She loves the idea. I heard her. Vaguely, I heard her. She loves the idea. Barb, I wish I could hear you and have a better conversation. But that said, keep up the awesome work with the Penguin Plunge. My daughter Donatella is addicted. Emilio, he only went into his ankles, and she says you went cankles deep, and hopefully you'll go into your knees next year. To be determined if he comes back, but I know me and Donatella will most certainly be going as long as you have it, and it's cool to see her so into it. That's all she talks about for several months. I swear every day she would ask me, when's the Penguin Plunge? When's the Penguin Plunge? So it's like a bonding thing for her and I. I was hoping my son would get into it, but we may have lost him this first time around. But I know she'll be into it for future plunges.
I think it's the best way for a father and daughter to hang out. No more of those dances.
She thinks it's the best way for a father and daughter to hang out. No more dances.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. All right, listen, Barbara, all the love. Keep up the great work. That's Barbara Penguin from the Penguin Plunge. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. Yes.
Woo!
It's great music that doesn't get in the way of your work. AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
remember the days when you could turn on your radio and hear songs like this? Well, they're back. Hi, everybody. This is Brian David, Bob Trevero, and I'll be hosting the Do Up Dream Machine Show this Friday and every Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on WRCR 1700 AM and streaming live on WRCR.com. I'll play songs like this that you know and love and introduce you to songs you've never heard. But once you
One 9 2 dot 1 6 8 dot 1 dot 9 9.
Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Now let's take a look at the roads with Hudson Valley traffic.
I'm looking at a lot of brake lights on the northbound New York State Thruway from the Bronx up into the Cross County. No surprise, pretty typical stuff. The New England Thruway is fine. Also, the southbound side of the Springbrook Parkway is into the merge with the Christopher Parkway past the construction there. Stalled over ways through Ardsley. Tappan looks good. They're fine on the Thruway in Rockland and the Palisades, but Route 50, as usual, slow to see and to Springfield in both directions. Traffic sponsored by Macy's. Macy's one-day sale has great deals of the day on select FE fine jewelry, cookware from Martha Stewart collection, and sharp designer suits for him. Plus, Macy's Star Money Bonus Day starts tomorrow. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majette.
Weather for tonight, partly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Friday, partly sunny with a high near 52. For Friday night, a 40% chance of rain after 1 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with the low around 37. For Saturday, rain mainly before 4 p.m. The temperature rising to near 44 by 10 a.m., then falling to around 34 during the remainder of the day. It'll be breezy with gusts as high as 32 miles per hour, and the chance of precipitation 100%. Could get anywhere from 3/4 to 1 inch possible on Saturday. For Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 37, and for Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 53. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 48 degrees.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name, I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did, but I'm living the dream that he kept here. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like a north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. babies cry. I've got a song. I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Change me. I've got a dream. I've got a dream. Oh, I know I could share it if you want me to. If you're going my way, I'll go with you. Bend me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by.
Yes, I love that tune. I Got a Name by the late great Jim Croce. Just felt like listening to that right there. No, I got no segment tied in nothing. Poor production right there. Poor production. All right, let me give my. You know what? What can I say? I just wanted to hear that song. I got a name. I got a name. Just I'm thinking how many great tunes he wrote. Wrote really great tunes. Short, sweet, to the point. I miss guys like that. Him, John Denver, just good music. Alrighty, we are back here. All hail Matt. Yes, gave us a big yes on YouTube. Checking in via the YouTube. Way out in St. Louis. Don't forget to like the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I got a little news, but we'll get to that another time. I'm just saying, I got news. We'll go to CNN, we'll break the news, but that's for another time. All right, I had a little discussion with my business consultant. You know, we evolve, and sometimes we have to look and see what's going on and make that evolve. The change sometimes is good. Okay, so we'll get to that later. Maybe not later today. Later on, news. Today is Chuck Norris's birthday. So we will, throughout the show, read many of the great things that are written up about Chuck Norris. You know, because when you want to talk toughness, Chuck Norris is at the top of the heap. And for years, people have been posting jokes on social media, memes, GIFs. Are they GIFs or GIFs? What do they call, Kev? I'm so out of it. I mean, I've lost touch with the right verbiage of social media. I know they're memes and what?
They're memes, and then there's... I've heard it called GIFs. I've heard it called GIFs. So I'm not sure which one is right.
Either one. You say potato, I say potato. So either way, Chuck Norris gets a lot of love on social media throughout the year. It's not just like on his birthday, a day like today, where, I mean, you can't go on social media without seeing stuff. So let's throw this out there. You know, again, Chuck Norris, known for his toughness. I will tell you a story about Chuck Norris, who had influenced me early on. I hope it would come to fruition. If it was meant to be, I guess it's meant to be, but I'll get to that in a second. Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information he wants. I'd rate that maybe like out of 10. I might rate that a 5. All right, here we go. Another one. Time waits for no man. Unless that man is Chuck Norris. If you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble, you win. Forever. Chuck Norris breathes air 5 times a day. I mean, there's many, and we're going to cover a lot of them, all right? Maybe my delivery is not as good as it should be. That was the failure of stand-up comedy. If you can't deliver the joke, then it's just not funny, however funny the joke may be, or you may be. So, in the beginning, there was nothing. Then Chuck Norris roundhouse kicked nothing and told it to get a job. All right? When God said, "Let there be light," Chuck Norris said, "Say please." All right? Just want you to know. Let me just itch this crown sometimes gets a little itchy depending on the climate. It builds a lot of sweat internally or along the rim here. Yesterday, we got some great feedback, not just on the interview, but also on the smart hat. It's one of a kind. I can't get anybody a smart hat. I had a couple of requests. Where can I get a smart hat? They're just not available. I would consider taking offers. Probably not going to sell it, but I mean, I would most certainly take a 6-figure offer. Okay, so Mason Axamit, 24-year-old young man who not only writes, acts, produces, directs, but he's also written a book that can save parents or self-paying students thousands and thousands of dollars as well as time on their college education. Just Google Mason Axamit, MASON and he has that book available on Amazon. So Antonio Diccionario, let me see. He sent me. Okay, here we go. He's always on top of his game, Antonio. Here we go. The creator of the GIF says that GIF is pronounced like Jif peanut butter. I'm sure you meant to say Jiffy, like Jiffy peanut butter, because I don't know of a Jif peanut butter. Unless there is a Jif peanut butter that I don't know about. But I think I would know, because I love peanut butter. So, Jif is the way it's pronounced. So we'll go with that. GIFs and memes on Chuck Norris is on today's agenda. All right, you have an out if you would like. You can go elsewhere now, 880, 770, one of the FM music stations. Or you could stay here in Clemville and enjoy your therapy. Sometimes, and a lot of times, we may not enjoy every minute of the show. Imagine this. You think you're going to be entertained by every show, every minute? Come on now, please. Even on music shows, sometimes the song stinks. Sometimes, whatever the case may be. All right, so you want to hang in here. We got some good stuff. I love Chuck Norris, and I'm going to tell you why after the break. Here's another one. Chuck Norris has a mug of nails instead of coffee in the morning. Now, that's a good one. Could you see that? Like the guy's he's reading the paper. Actually, he doesn't read the paper. He just stares it down right until he gets the information he wants. But he's got the paper in front of him. He lifts up his mug that says Chuck Norris is, the best. And he goes back, and all of a sudden, like nails just start falling down his mouth. And he's starts chewing them. He probably don't even chew them. He's Chuck Norris. They just go down and through his system. If Chuck Norris were to travel to an alternate dimension in which there was another Chuck Norris, and they both fought, they both would win. Look at that. These go on forever. Do you understand? There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these. Why? Because Chuck Norris is cool. Only except when he fought Bruce Lee in the Coliseum. The only witness to his beatdown, besides Bruce Lee, who administered it, was the cat. The cat saw. I mean, Chuck tried to put up a valiant fight, but he was no match for the undersized but overskilled Bruce Lee. God rest his soul. So besides that moment in theatrical history, cinematic history, however you would refer to it, Chuck Norris has always been a favorite of mine. And when I get back from the break, I will explain to you the impact early on in my life that Chuck Norris had in several ways, but in particular, a very, very important way. I think God was trying to send a message to me through Chuck Norris. We'll be right back.
If it concerns the Hudson Valley, it concerns us. AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com. Hello, this is John Wicks. Days are getting longer and spring will soon be here. Just because it's cold outside doesn't mean your plants don't need help. Unlike us, they can't hide from the weather. At Wicks Arborists, we work year-round and are trained to look for potential problems such as dead or dangerous trees to ensure that your family is safe during winter storms. Call us at 845-354-3400 or visit us on the web at wicksarborist.com. Set up treatment programs now for your trees, shrubs, lawn, or to help control deer ticks, mosquitoes, or poison ivy. We can also help manage those pesky deer that eat your valuable plants. Contact us now before the busy spring season begins. Like us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or visit us at wicksarborist.com. Call now, 845-354-3400. Wicks Arborist, where your property is.
Howdy folks, this is Redneck, host of the Gumbo Yaya Radio Show, inviting you to join me every Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on WRCR 1700 a.m. and worldwide online at WRCR.com. We'll be chatting with some of the finest independent artists right here in the Hudson Valley and from around the world. Don't forget folks, hug your friends, kiss your family, thank the Lord, and y'all keep listening to the Gumbo Yaya Radio Show right here on WRCR 1700 AM, Radio Unscripted.
Hi, I'm Roxanne Watson, inviting you to join us every Wednesday morning at 9:15 a.m. for Michael's Gifts, a weekly program that focuses on organ donation and patient advocacy. I will be taking your calls and share real-life stories. This show is dedicated in honor of my donor, Michael Boville, United States Coast Guard, and his amazing family. That's Michael's Gifts, every Wednesday at 9:15 a.m. Michael's Gifts is sponsored by Live On New York.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission to have more people sign up as organ, eye, and tissue donors.
Are you an organ donor?
What drives her? Roxanne received a heart transplant, made possible by an organ donor.
I decided that day to devote myself to signing up the most people in the United States.
Now she's a powerful force for good.
That's my goal.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Now let's take a look at the road in Hudson Valley traffic.
I'm looking at a lot of brake lights on the northbound New York State Thruway from the Bronx up into the Cross County. No surprise, pretty typical stuff. The New England Thruway is fine. Also, the southbound side of the Sprainbrook Parkway is a bit heavy coming into the merge with the Bronx River Parkway. We may have some construction there. Sawmill, a little heavy both ways through Ardsley. Tappan Zee Bridge looks good. We're fine on the Thruway in Rockland and the Palisades, but Route 59, as usual, very slow through Muncie and through Spring Valley in both directions. Traffic sponsored by Macy's. Macy's one-day sale has great deals of the day on select Effie fine jewelry, cookware from Martha Stewart collection, and sharp designer suits for him. Plus, Macy's Star Money Bonus Day starts tomorrow. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majette.
Weather for tonight. Partly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Friday, partly sunny with a high near 52. for Friday night, a 40% chance of rain after 1 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with the low around 37. For Saturday, rain mainly before 4 p.m., the temperature rising to near 44 by 10 a.m., then falling to around 34 during the remainder of the day. It'll be breezy with gusts as high as 32 miles per hour, and the chance of precipitation 100%. Could get anywhere from 3/4 to 1 inch possible on Saturday. For Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 37, and for Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 53. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 49.
Baby, you come knocking on
The dinosaurs looked at Chuck Norris the wrong way once. You know what happened to them. Alrighty, we are back here on the Clem in the PM. All hail Thomas checking in, letting us know that the NCAA is about to get underway. March Madness. Oh. How's Santa Clem doing? March Madness, I love it. I absolutely love March Madness. Let's get it going. So, here we go. Let me pull this up here. These Chuck Norris GIFs, like Jiffy peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I told you my oldest daughter, Giovanna, is allergic to peanuts, so we don't have peanut butter in the house. But she went away to Dallas, and we got a jar of peanut butter. My son and I, a loaf of bread, some jelly. We kept it in Terry's office. We went to town. We did. We washed our hands down. We scrubbed down everything. But, you know, I mean, it was in Terry's office, but I'm saying we cleaned right to the tub. We went. I went in the shower. He went in his tub. He cleaned up. I cleaned up. It was all good, and we were happy. That was a father-son bonding weekend over peanut butter. We were like, he's like, Dad, is it time for peanut butter? I'm like, yeah, son. Here, whoa, woo. It was crazy. Oh my God. It was like, oh my God, good times. All right, let's get back to it. Since 1940, the year Chuck Norris was born, roundhouse kick related deaths have increased 13,000%. Make the connection. Now let's talk about Chuck Norris and the impact he's had on me. Obviously, I talked about the fight with Bruce Lee. That was iconic. I was a big Bruce Lee fan. Had Bruce Lee posters all over the place. So Chuck Norris was a villain. But in 1979, he redeemed himself. Chuck Norris starred alongside other martial arts greats, Bill Superfoot Wallace, Ron O'Neal, others, in the movie called A Force of One. A team of undercover narcotics officers is targeted by a serial killer. So the police recruit karate champion Matt Logan to bring the murders to an end. Narcotics officer Amanda Mandy Rust discovers that a traitor within the police ranks is behind the killings. And that traitor was, I believe it was Ron O'Neal, and then the Sparks, but it was a great movie. But there was a kid, Charlie Logan, in the movie. Chuck Norris and Jennifer O'Neal as... I believe it was Jennifer O'Neal. I believe she was the love interest, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I believe it was. No, maybe I was wrong. They had a son. Or no, Chuck Norris had a son. Chuck Norris had a son that he adopted when he was young. His name was Charlie. And he was black. He was, Chuck Norris is white. Charlie was black. So early in my life, I'm telling you, I swear on my kids, if I'm fibbing now, as early, I would think it's probably 10, 11, 12 years old, when I first watched A Force of One, and it came out in the movie. I remember, it was crazy. It was like the Crazy Coming attraction, the trailer for it. A Force of One had such an impact on me about adoption. And for some strange reason, I swear, I would tell this to everybody. I want to adopt a black kid and name him Charlie. Like if it was a baby, I would name him Charlie. Charlie Clemente sounds cool. Kind of. Sort of. But it had an impact on me that to this day, I still want to adopt kids. We'll save that for another show also. Don't forget, we got news. We got breaking news for, not now. And then we'll talk about the adoption stuff maybe one day. So that really, really did have quite an influence on me. And I always thought about that Chuck Norris adopted a son, gave him a life, and, it just, maybe one of these days. All right. Chuck Norris. Let's get back to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris does not own a stove, oven, or microwave because revenge is a dish best served cold. I need like a Kevin to read these. I need someone who can deliver this, so you get the full effect. There is no chin behind Chuck Norris's beard. There is only another fist. That's a good one. I like that one. Actually, I do like that. That's a good one. The chief export of Chuck Norris is pain. Truth. All right, let's see who's checking in. Burns checking in. Yes. Yep. All right, Burns checking in. I know. I love Tom Petty and Stevie Nicks. I think personally, one of the most what's the word I'm looking for? Underappreciated, commended duo. Because they didn't really have a long, career together at all. They had a few songs, right? So, I mean, maybe that's not why they're not acknowledged as a great duet. But I truly believe they go together like chocolate chip cookies and milk. Nice cold cup of milk. Any cookie would do, and a cup of milk. Talk about cookies. Did you see? I mean, Charles Entenmann. This death really hurts. I never knew the man. I never knew he was the man behind Entenmann's. But I mean, I'm just speaking for myself that Entenmann's has had such a big impact on my life. I think we spoke last week. It was National Pound Cake Day. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. And I threw it out there, and I sequestered what was the best pound cake. And it's the Entenmann's pound cake. Yes, it is. It is. Entenmann's, I mean, they're little mini chocolate chip cookies. I'd eat the whole box. The mini chocolate chip cookie. Oh, my God. Entenmann's. His father started out as a bakery, small bakery. And then his brothers and his mother expanded this across the region and then the country into what it is today. Sold the business for $233 million in 1978. Can you imagine that? That's worth more than $1 billion in today's money. So the family instantaneously were billionaires upon sale of Entenmann's. Oh, Matt chiming in from St. Louis, he got to see Stevie join Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers band at a concert. Wow, that was way back when. Stevie Nicks, I love her voice. She's got that great voice. She was always, considered like the prettier one in Fleetwood Mac, and I think that made Christine McVie feel kind of self-conscious in a way because people always spoke about Stevie Nicks and her beauty and, whatnot. I mean, she was gorgeous. But I saw Fleetwood Mac recently together, and who's held the test of time has been Christine McVie. But that aside... That's cool. Seeing Tom Petty and Stevie Nicks together performing, that is just something that to me is just memorable. But let's get back to the Entenmann's. I believe most of us listening, and that makes all four of us, have had Entenmann's cross our paths in this life. And to think that someone was able to take a bakery, which there's thousands of nationwide, and turn it into this powerhouse that was sold for $233 million in 1978, a year before A Force of One came out. So I just throwing that out there. So Chuck Norris does not sleep. He waits. Chuck Norris recently had the idea to sell his pee as a canned beverage. It's now called Red Bull. Oh my. That's a good one. That is a good one right there. Oh my God. So check this out. My buddy took the van. My mom had My mom had, whatchamacallit, all these stuff she needed delivered, and to ship it was insane, almost $3,000. So one of my buddies said, I'll do it, you know, I'm going to, he's like, I said, let me know how much. He didn't tell me. I'm like, whatever, just let me know. So he just left, and then he texted me, he's like, dude, I'm in your sister's driveway, you know where your mom is? I'm like, bro, wait. How did you get there? And the GPS says 17.8 hours. It's only been 12. He's like, dude, a couple cans of Red Bull. Obviously, Chuck Norris's pee goes a long way. Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball. Wow. Imagine that. I mean, try that one day. Just try and see where it gets you. Try dribbling a bowling ball. All right? It's 4 o'clock. We'll take a break here on the Thursday edition of the Clem PM. Don't forget, for those of us that have sleeping issues, tonight's your night. We may learn something that gets us that sleep we've been craving. House calls immediately following us at 5. Take a quick break, and we shall be right back.
AM 1700 WRCR, Haverstraw.
That message you just listened to? Well, that could have been yours. To advertise your business on WRCR, take the first step now and click on WRCR.com to make it happen.
The year was 2021. Times had changed. The world was a different place. Technology had taken over. Social media was king. Print advertising was dying, and so was radio. Only one man could save it from extinction.
Hey, what's up, Clemaniacs? It's me, Clem. Hope you join me every weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. here on the world-renowned Clem Radio Network, WRCR AM 1700, online at WRCR.com, WRCR on smart speakers everywhere. Don't forget to tell your friends, family, and coworkers, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you at 3, Clemaniacs. All the love, and keep smiling.
Hello, Hudson Valley. It is Thursday, March 10th, 2022. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. Fire erupted early yesterday afternoon in a 7-floor high-rise in Spring Valley. The Country Village Tower, located at 101 Kennedy Drive across from Spring Valley High School, was reported on fire around 1 in the afternoon. Video posted to the YeshivaWorld.com showed flames coming from a 7th-floor apartment, and people were reportedly trapped inside at the time. The Journal News said 14 families living on the 7th floor were displaced, and several had to be rescued from the flames, including a 2-year-old. He and 3 others were taken to area hospitals. The cause of the fire was undetermined Wednesday and under investigation by a Spring Valley fire inspector. Spring Valley's assistant building inspector has been indicted on charges he provided false information on 4 employment applications with the Rockland County Department of Personnel. Rockland County DA Tom Walsh said 45-year-old Raymond Canario was arraigned in Rockland County Court yesterday and faces 4 felony and 4 misdemeanor charges. Canario was released on his own recognizance and is due back in court April 6th. Canario pleaded not guilty in November on charges stemming from the fatal March fire that last year killed Spring Valley volunteer firefighter Jared Lloyd and a resident of the Evergreen adult home. Just 3 more weeks to go until the village of South Nyack gets fully absorbed into the town of Orangetown. Supervisor Teresa Kenny of the town of Orangetown says there will be some growing pains as the 2 entities merge.
We're having weekly meetings, the mayor and one of the trustees and the village attorney and the town attorney and myself and our finance people, and trying to work through all the issues that come up. I mean, ideally, the village would have sold their properties before they dissolved. It would have made life easier for just about everybody, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
South Nyack's Village Hall building could be destined to become a bike shop and cafe if that sale goes through. A zone change was required to accommodate that. Another village property, the Department of Public Works complex and 26-car parking lot on Brookside Avenue, also needs to be sold. Mayor Bonnie Christian says both properties are currently under contract. The village was first incorporated in 1878. South Nyack residents voted in December 2020 to dissolve the village. It's not even spring, and already the towns are on the lookout for summer employees. Over in Clarkstown, Supervisor George Homan says they need camp and seasonal workers and lots of lifeguards.
These are folks that can work up to 6 months out of the year, student workers as well as seasonal workers. A lot of opportunities within our Parks and Recreation Department, within our Maintenance Department. Folks can work up to 40 hours a week, days, nights, weekends if necessary. The initial starting salary is, I think, $14.25 an hour. For the maintenance folks, the lifeguards are higher than that.
If you are interested or know someone who might be, call the supervisor's office at 845-639-2050. A Nyack man has been tapped to head the Rockland County Democratic Party. The Journal News reports John Gramata was chosen to head the organization Monday after months of party infighting. Acting Chairman Chris Sampson had withdrawn his candidacy. Gramata and his supporters went to court last September after Sampson was named chairman without a vote. New York needs to do better when it comes to economic growth and development and offering a business-friendly climate. That's according to Rockland Assemblyman Mike Lawler, who says there's too much red tape holding business back.
You have to cut regulations. New York State is one of the most burdensome states when it comes to regulating businesses, big and small. And it makes it almost impossible to do business because you're spending more of your time trying to keep up with the regulations than you are actually doing your business.
Lawler says less time spent on regulations means more time spent on the business, hiring others, and doing more work in the state. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. The weather's up next. After that, it's The Good. It starts at 2, Clem in the PM at 3, and then tonight at 5 o'clock, it's Good Samaritan Hospital's House Calls. The topic tonight, getting a better night's sleep. I know I could use that. Tune in for that. Again, it's 5 o'clock, Good Samaritan Hospital's House Calls. The topic tonight, getting a better night's sleep. For more news and breaking stories, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website, WRCR.com.
Now let's take a look at the road in Hudson Valley traffic.
I'm looking at a lot of brake lights on the northbound New York State Thruway from the Bronx up into the Cross County. No surprise, pretty typical stuff. The New England Thruway is fine. Also, the southbound side of the Sprainbrook Parkway is a bit heavy coming into the merge with the Bronx River Parkway. We may have some construction there. Sawmill, a little heavy both ways through Ardsley. Tappan Zee Bridge looks good. We're fine on the Thruway in Rockland and the Palisades, but Route 59, as usual, very slow through Muncie and through Spring Valley in both directions. Traffic sponsored by Macy's. Macy's one-day sale has great deals of the day on select Effie fine jewelry, cookware from Martha Stewart collection, and sharp designer suits for him. Plus, Macy's Star Money Bonus Day starts tomorrow. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majette.
Weather for tonight. Partly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Friday, partly sunny with a high near 52. For Friday night, a 40% chance of rain after 1 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with the low around 37. For Saturday, rain mainly before 4 p.m. The temperature rising to near 44 by 10 a.m., then falling to around 34 during the remainder of the day. It'll be breezy with gusts as high as 32 miles per hour, and the chance of precipitation 100%. Could get anywhere from 3/4 to 1 inch possible on Saturday. For Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 37, and for Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 53. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 49.
The following program is furnished by its producer, host, and sponsors.
Welcome back, Clemeniacs. This is Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the second hour of Clem in the PM. Here's your host, Pete Clemente.
I still don't know what he did about an hour ago. Honestly, I know Kev told us. To this day, I have no clue what he did an hour ago. This birthday segment is not brought to you by Formula 409, but it is a good house cleaner. Maybe one day, folks. Alrighty, if it is your birthday on this day, March 10th, 2022, you know what? We wish you a very, very happy, healthy, love-filled birthday. Today, a week, month, year ahead, growth, knowledge, love, just self-blossoming like a flower. Release all those petals of growth. All right, so if it's your birthday, I really do wish you a happy birthday. A special day it is, your birthday. We are just a very short time away from St. Patty's Day coming up. All right, so famous birthdays. If it is your birthday today, you know that you share it with Chuck Norris. Okay, that in itself is like one of the best birthday presents you can have. Chuck Norris never blinked a day in his life. Never. Never. Really, never. On the 7th day, God rested. Then Chuck Norris took over. I'm just telling you what they say here. All right, here we go. Chuck Norris's birthday today. He is 82 years old, and I still wouldn't mess with Chuck Norris. Famous birthdays. Hunter Biden II. We'll just wish him a happy birthday. I know that name strikes many a chord, but he is just the son of the sun. Again, we'll mention Chuck Norris. He's 82. Robin Thicke, 45 years old. He is the Blurred Lines singer, panelist on The Masked Singer. The evolution of Robin Thicke went platinum. He is, again, 45 years old. Zach Levine on the UCLA. I was going to say on the UCLA. He was a member of UCLA. On the Chicago Bulls. He is playing quite well this year with DeMarco DeRozan. Happy birthday to Zach, 27. Moving down the line. Oh, by the way, baseball was signed. We're going to have baseball. Oliver will talk. I mean, he sent me a thing. He's on top of that. But yes, baseball, ready to go. I couldn't care. I mean, but yes, no, it don't matter. Give me more. I need football. Bring back the Cowboys. Timbaland, a music producer. He's 50. Happy 5-0 to him. Famous birthdays. Moving down the line. Moving down. Prince Edward, Earl of Wessex. He's 58. Let me see. Moving on down the line. Famous birthdays. I think that's, that looks like it's about it. So famous birthdays. Not too many. All right. What national day? This is really what we care about. What national day is it? It's World Kidney Day. That is funny. My son asked me. Oh, actually, he asked me what does a liver do? He asked me what does a liver do, and we started talking about kidneys as well. World Kidney Day is the second Thursday of March. Also, that's house calls tonight, 5 o'clock. Talk about a little sleep deprivation, good night's sleep, all that good stuff. March sets out each year to create increased awareness about kidney care. Our kidneys are vital to our everyday health, and many health issues contribute to chronic kidney disease. Preventative measures help to reduce our risks and improve outcomes. Several health conditions impact our kidneys. Diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, anorexia nervosa, lupus. Okay, so early chronic kidney disease has no symptoms, so early detection is essential. Okay, what else we got here? National Blueberry Popover Day. Anything blueberry I love. Blueberries are one of my favorite fruits. I love blueberries. What better way to start March 10th than with National Blueberry Popover Day? Popovers are airy rolls that puff up when baked, popping over the edge of the tin. They are light and crispy on the outside, while the insides are warm and often hollow. They can be filled with custard creams and fruits for a sweet treat, especially blueberries. All right, I love blueberries. I love fluffy stuff like Danish and whatnot. So it sounds good. National Mario Day. All right. I got to tell you a funny story. National Mario Day on March 10th recognizes an iconic character from a popular video game. The character known today as Mario first appeared in 1981 in a game called Donkey Kong made by Nintendo. I had a customer call me their damper when it rained. Rain was coming in. The damper on top of the chimney must not have been closing all the way. So I went over there. The mother-in-law was there watching her grandson. He must have been 4 or 5 years old. I would say, 4 or 5 years old. And he had a couple of Mario. He had a handheld Mario, and then he had like a 2-foot Mario, so similar to Anna the Coupon Queen's 2-foot Barbie. And he talked to, he's like, this is my Mario. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he was 3 or 4. Because he didn't talk great. The 5-year-olds talk great. I don't know. I think they do. So anyway, he was a cute little kid, and he had his Mario big doll and his Mario little handheld toy. And he's like, look at Mario. And I was making him laugh. And he goes, you're funny. I said, tell that to my daughters. They don't think I'm funny. They also didn't think that anyone listens until I was at the Penguin Plunge and someone recognized the king. All hail. Mario was a plumber, Donkey Kong, carpenter, Jumpman. He started out in '83. They launched a new game, reinvent himself into an Italian plumber who rescues the princess. I love Donkey Kong. We have that console that has 300-400 games, but I still choose the 5 ones I always go back to. Donkey Kong Jr. being one of them. All right, what else we got? National Pack Your Lunch Day. When I want to lose weight, the key is food prep and packing my meals for the day. I'm out on the road a lot. It's easy to just pick up something, and usually when you're just picking up something, it's not the best that it could be for you. So National Pack Your Lunch Day. I like this. It's good for you. All right. National Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. It's funny, I haven't heard, it seemed like it disappeared, HIV and AIDS. Honestly, I haven't heard anything about it. It's crazy. Remember, there was a time when that's all you heard about. You thought you were going to get it just by you weren't sure if you went on a bus, you could get it or something, like bump into somebody who was HIV, you would get it. But how far we've come, that's again, science, medicine. Oliver checking in, all hail Oliver. Oliver's very happy. Oliver's giving a, all right, he's giving a Ric Flair woo. He is very, very happy that baseball is back. It'll give us something to talk about. We were going to start having to talk about bull riding, bowling, and golf. If there was no baseball. Imagine that. Mondays at 4:20 talking about that stuff. And curling. Like off-season curling. All right, let me just get this off out of here. So that's it for National Days. Let's close that out there. I'm excited for baseball. I am. As a Mets fan, how could you not? I truly believe the Mets are going to sign 3 players today. You're going to be blown away by, a couple of their moves. Uncle Stevie is on an all-out rampage, assault. He's had his hands been locked by, chained, tied behind his back. Now that we're back, ready to go, we will enjoy, I think, is it a full season? Are we playing a full season, or is it, shortened? I don't think it's short. I think they'll figure out a way to get all their games in. All right, so baseball is back just in time for baseball and softball to start. The Cardinals. Next week, we have our first practice. I'll be talking a lot about the Cardinals. I look forward to my 3rd season as a Cardinals manager. We have tough competition. The Cubs and the Rays, no longer Mets and Yankees. It's just those are common names, and they didn't want it. They wanted to change, so they let me keep the Cardinals. I love it. They know I would have raised hell. I'm always raising hell if I get unjust. All right, here we go. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. Chuck Norris can speak Braille. Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a unicycle. Oh, now they're getting good. You know what? They must have put the bad ones first. Chuck Norris drinks napalm to fight his heartburn. All right, we're on a roll now. Here we go. What else we got? Chuck Norris can have both feet on the ground and kick butt. Forget that one. That doesn't even make sense. All right. Chuck Norris once won a game of Connect 4 in 3 moves. I love Connect 4. Wow, that brings me back. Connect 4. Who used to play Connect 4? Does anybody still play Connect 4? Wow, Connect 4. Chuck Norris does not hunt because the word hunting implies the possibility of failure. Chuck Norris goes killing. Oh my God, that was a good one. The dark is afraid of Chuck Norris. Oh my God. Chuck Norris can kill 2 stones with 1 bird. Yeah, I told you. They must have given us the junky ones. All right, here we go. Last one before the 420. Here we go. Death once had a near Chuck Norris experience. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. All hail Chuck Norris and his greatness. Yes. Woo!
With local news, local traffic, and local weather, if you like local, you'll love AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Be sure to listen to the Business and Market Update with Ken Mahoney of Mahoney Asset Management every Monday through Friday morning at 8:30 here on WRCR. Catch Ken's incisive commentary on business and market trends during the upcoming trading day. And you can have your business-related question answered directly by Ken Mahoney. Just submit it to the Mahoney mailbag. Go to the website at MahoneyGPS.com, enter your question or comment, and it will be answered directly by Ken. On the radio every Monday through Friday morning at 8:30, right here on WRCR, AM 1700, Radio Unscripted, or WRCR.com.
Hi, Lou Young here with a new type of radio reality for the new year. Every week we'll spend 2 hours together learning to recognize the profound and permanent changes taking place all around us. Listen, it's a wake-up call to action. The signs are everywhere. The solutions are between your ears and in your heart. Tough Times with Lou Young, Saturdays, WRCR, 1 to 3 p.m. Join us. I dare you.
How'd you sleep last night? Are you well rested, recovered, and ready for a new day? March is Breathe Better, Sleep Better month. Perfect timing for our next House Calls radio show on Thursday, March 10th at 5 p.m. when our guest will be Edgar Perez, Director of Respiratory Services at Bon Secours Charity Health System. 1/3 of American adults are not getting enough sleep. If you're one of them, tune in Thursday, March 10th at 5 p.m. for House Calls. Brought to you by Good Samaritan Hospital. Advancing care here.
Now let's take a look at the road in Hudson Valley traffic.
A busy start here for this rush hour. We've got late running construction causing for very slow traffic in both directions at the Bear Mountain Bridge. New York State 3 northbound exit 13. A crash was just cleared. Still a 10-minute delay back from exit 10. Large pothole to be careful of on the Palisades Parkway southbound on the entrance ramp at exit 11. And we've also got delays moving across 84 westbound into exit 58 through Putnam County because of an accident which has just been cleared. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit Allstate.com. Call an agent for a quote today. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm John Grimmeyer.
Weather for tonight, partly cloudy with the low around 30 degrees. For Friday, partly sunny with a high near 52. For Friday night, a 40% chance of rain after 1 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with the low around 37. For Saturday, rain mainly before 4 p.m., the temperature rising to near 44 by 10 a.m., then falling to around 34 during the remainder of the day. It'll be breezy with gusts as high as 32 miles per hour, and the chance of precipitation 100%. Could get anywhere from 3/4 to 1 inch possible on Saturday. For Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 37, and for Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 53. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 49.
And we are back here in Clemville. 845-429-1700. Don't forget tomorrow. Yeah! You know what that means? Oh, that got you up. You've been sleeping late, Wilbur. Tomorrow at 11, once again, that Gumbo Yaya, he tried explaining that to Pastor Rick. You would think that Redneck and Bryan Avenue Bob would know it's Pastor Rich. But, I mean, who am I to say anything? I mean, they don't get the guy's name right. But anyway, whatever. So tomorrow, 11 to 2, Gumbo Yaya. Ooh, if it's anything like last week, it's just nonstop entertainment, great music, great interviews. It's a Gumbo Yaya. I believe that's like a get-together, great food, music, what moonshine. It makes up a Gumbo Yaya. So the Gumbo Yaya radio show, hosted by none other than Redneck. I'll have my new cowboy hat tomorrow. I don't want. Why would I reveal it now? It's not. You know. There's no need for it. I don't feel it. Tomorrow, after the Gumbo Yaya radio show, I'm sure I'm going to feel it. I most certainly felt it last week. That song, "I Found a Box." If I believe that was the name. Very great. Good. I mean, it was a great show. Guests were really good. Great music. But that song really stood out. Tomorrow, 11 to 2, Gumbo Yaya. And once again, I will say, tonight, immediately following us, quick news, traffic, weather, whatever's coming. Then, house calls with Kerry Potter. Who has trouble sleeping? I do. Who tosses and turns? I do. Who flips their pillow over and back and forth and upside down and this way and that way? I do. Who has to put up with their spouse's snoring? I do. Who gets, inconsistent sleep where they feel it affects them? I do. So I think tonight is a show for you and I. And most of those shows, if not all of them, I think we can relate to. If not us, someone in our family may have had this or that. And the guests Kerry brings on, all medical experts, have always important things to say. And they do field, house your calls. And that's coming up. So I'll be taking my son to soccer over to RCC. So it'll be perfect for me to just sit back and listen to house calls. And even, I might call in. I don't know. I mean, I may have a question. Someone may ask the question before me. So then I won't have to call in. But I hope, I do have a few questions, actually. So there will be a good chance I will be calling in tonight, making a special, not guest appearance, but, just dropping in and asking questions. Because sleep is something I don't get enough of. I definitely get enough beer, Mexican food, mojitos, time with my family. I could always use more time with my family. I mean, that's a given. But I believe we do get, enough time as, because a lot of families don't. Mothers, fathers working 3, 4, 5 jobs, so they don't get that. They don't get that time as a family. I could use some more tacos in my life. That's for certain. More time with Oliver. I mean, this guy, I love Oliver. It's baseball season. I'm telling you, I'm coming over. I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna watch the Yankees games with you. But I'm also coming over when the Mets are on, all right, buddy? It's baseball season. We're going to, and like I said, I got that cinema room. You can wheel right in. It's perfect entry. You can wheel, boom, right outside, flat floor, right inside the house. Boom, make a left or right, make a left. Big screen, we're watching baseball. I'm excited. I am excited for baseball. It brings back some memories. My grandfather was a big Mets fan. got my mom into baseball. My mom, she don't miss a game. She's like, maybe now she's out in Florida. Oh my God. It's just, wait. Something just, whew. Wait, let me just breathe this. Let me just think about this for 1 second. My mom in Florida now, Tampa. I could see my sister taking her to Tampa Rays games, and Tampa's a good team. And my mom sending me a picture that she's a Rays fan. That would not only break my heart, but her Father in Heaven's heart. He'd be rolling in his grave. But why do I sense that happening? Like her jumping on like the Rays bandwagon. My mom, for the 16 years that she's lived here, 16, 17 years, her and my dad, she never misses a Mets game, ever. She schedules her life. Usually Mets games are on, if not afternoon, then evening. But if I say, hey, we're going out to dinner, no, the Mets are on. I thought you were going. You got an invitation for Def Club 50th, year reunion. No, the Mets are on. We took her to several games. I mean, she was in all her glory. Really, she absolutely loved it. So, baseball does have a tight, connection with a lot of people. And for me, it was always the Mets. My mom always talked about her dad. He used to take her to the games. And that good stuff. So we'll see. The Mets and the Yankees and every other team starting spring ball. Here we go. Tomorrow night we have a great show. For those of you that haven't listened, I'd be surprised if you haven't already. Doo-Wop Dream Machine. And we talked about Redneck. Kevin has a great show playing music, stories, talking, all that good stuff about the good. Redneck is at that country flavor. And Bryan Avenue Bob does it his special way with doo-wop. Although he'll take your calls and play your dedications, and sometimes people request songs that may not be, doo-wop songs, and he'll play most of them. But what he does great is play that era of doo-wop, and not only spins the record, which a monkey could do. I mean, a lot of similarities between him and a monkey, but again, for another show, he takes it next level with his true love of doo-wop comes out because someone who loves something so much and usually knows about it, and he knows the history of the singers, he knows the songs, the groups. I mean, really, he's like someone. I think Redneck called him the jukebox of doo-wop, or something like that. Someone did. So that's tomorrow night, 6 to 8. Another great show here on WRCR. And then Saturday, if you like that talk show type of vibe, and a guy who's been around the block, not just once, several times, he's carrying those Emmy Awards with him. Lou Young, Tough Times with Lou Young, and Kevin Thomas of The Good. That's Saturday, 1 to 3. So we got your weekend pretty much covered with some good radio, as well as music that touches all years, all genres, all types of music. The mix is great, and it's all here on WRCR. I guess we're not doing a St. Patty's Day parade this year. That's a shame. Or maybe we are, and it's being kept a secret. Like maybe they'll drop it a week before. But that would be nice. The St. Patty's Day parade, people are very excited about that. Going down with COVID, obviously. One of the things that was put on the side burner were the parades. I didn't understand. If you can go to football games and baseball games, you're outside. Why not a parade? It makes no sense. But whatever. We made it through. Now that there's a war, I mean, what happened to COVID? I mean, is that anybody talking about it? Is there anybody have COVID anymore? Or was it just a cold? I don't know. I mean, just like that. It was like poof, just disappeared. I've heard nothing about it at all. Does Jeff even give updates about it? I mean, I heard nothing from Jeff, from the news, nothing. I don't know. Just like that, it just disappeared. So check this out. Talk about disappearing. Now, my buddy Dave, dude's a genius. I mean, really, he's a special breed of smart. He controls my crypto. If I were to die before him, we always laugh, because if he were to die, God, before me, it's like I just consider whatever. I know my crypto's been up lately, and I bought some monks on the metaverse. They're doing well. But it's not like I could just go to the bank and say, hey, or go to the police, hey, I got this chain right here. I would just throw it in the dumpster. I would just crush it with a sledgehammer and just realize that I'm not getting all that money that's on there. There's just no way. You don't understand the stuff you got to do. That's why I don't understand how the normal slob like myself, how are they supposed to navigate through this crypto world and put it on their card? And if you want to buy stuff on the metaverse with crypto, you got to have 26 words. It's just insane. So a crypto owner with one click of his mouse lost $120,000 in crypto. And he is not the only one. Crypto is now the most common place where fraud is being committed. You're getting people, otherwise known as hackers, who, instead of making a call and saying, hey, Grandma, I'm at the police station. Can you send me money now? That's old school. And, that lures people in. But this is a new type of crime. And the people who are dealing with crypto, like I said, like the Daves of the world, they're geniuses in themselves, but you get a different kind of beast on the opposite side. So cryptocurrency theft rose 79% in 2021. It went from 14 billion to it was 14 billion last year, up 79% from the previous year. Because there's some savvy, smart criminals, people out there who figure they'll take the easy way out. And they're bilking. What can I say? If Dave all of a sudden called me up and said, hey, the crypto got snagged. It is what it is. I know nothing about it. I know Dave. We built a relationship, and I go with what he said. Actually, he told me about some other stuff. I haven't had time. I've been like crazy busy the last few days of getting some stuff together, but I got to get online and buy some before it's too late. So these crypto crimes are on the rise. There's criminals everywhere. You got to be careful. That's all. So for those of you that have crypto, just watch your move. If it says click this, be wary. Because it's one click and adios cryptomigos. Okay? These crypto wallets, I know nothing. I remember getting a Gucci wallet. It was one of the greatest things in my life. I was in high school. I had the Gucci wallet. I bought it at the flea market, so it was probably most definitely a fake. But it was nonetheless a Gucci wallet, and I love that Gucci wallet. Excuse me while I cough. All right, so here's another one. I talked about the story 2 weeks ago. A man who said he was kidnapped by a gang that held him captive while they transfused his blood. They took quarts and quarts and quarts of blood out of him over a period of months. We come to find out that this whole story was a fraud. I don't understand. Why would somebody make up a story that they were abducted and people transfused? This guy had this whole, you don't even know, he hooked up this whole thing. Crazy. What? I don't understand. Isn't that a disease? Crab Munchkin's disease? What's that called? Munchberger's disease? There's a disease. It was no. That's like when you're a parent and pretend your kid's sick. You bring Hunchberger. What's that called? Somebody help me out here. Somebody, come on, man. I think it was Munchkins, Munchburgers, Crab Munchkins. It's something like it happens where parents, they bring their kids to different doctors until they find a doctor that'll do the surgery, and then they probably Facebook, Brian, because they ban us. Bodybuilding, Brian, they ban us for whatever reason. I don't know why they're banning us. They stop us probably because of the music. But what is that? This guy, there's a disease. I don't think this is the one I'm thinking of with the parents who pretend their kids are sick or have ailments. Chuck Norris can build a snowman out of rain. Chuck Norris once had a heart attack. His heart lost. Chuck Norris can drown a fish. Oh, you know what? Let's get back to my Chuck Norris can tie his shoes with his feet. The quickest way to a man's heart is with Chuck Norris's fist. Chuck Norris is the only person that can punch a cyclops between the eye. Oh my God, that's a good one. That's funny. Chuck Norris used to beat up his shadow because it was following too close. It now stands 15 feet behind him. Oh my God. There has never been a hurricane named Chuck because it would have destroyed everything. All right, boys and girls. That has taken us to the 440.
Caller, you want to take a call?
Wait, Kerry's in the house? What is he doing here?
Kev just left. He wasn't feeling so good.
Oh my God. All right. I thought we were getting an early start on house calls. Is there a caller?
Hello, Clem.
Hello.
Hello, Clem.
Hello, JP.
Munchausen syndrome.
Munchausen, that's it. That's correct. That's not what this guy had. This guy had vampire syndrome, that's pretended someone sucked the blood out of him. Yeah, that's right. Munchausen. That's a pretty crazy. I just read a story last week about a lady, I think it was Illinois or Idaho, somewhere out there, with her daughter ended up dying, and she got sent to prison because it was like the Munchausen syndrome. Thank you. How's everything going? How's the family?
Talking about PCT. Doing good. You're talking about PCT. Is what it's called. That's referred to as the vampire disease.
What is it called? What?
PCT.
PCT?
Tina Tarda is what it is. PCT.
And what is that? That people suck? What exactly is that?
No, it's referred to as the vampire disease because people with this condition are often experience symptoms following exposure to sunlight.
All right, so what do you mean? Like what happens? Like when they're exposed to sun, they got to go like get some blood, like suck someone's blood?
No.
No.
No, they don't have to, but it gives them abdominal pain. There's a whole list of things.
So basically what you're saying is, like in the movies, when the vampire sees the light, he's like, he's like flinches, and he looks like he's got like diarrhea, abdominal pains, he's clenching, and he all of a sudden he starts like foaming at the mouth, crawling for like that darkness. So there's people out there that have that.
Yes, I don't know if you foam at the mouth, but...
Right. No, well, that's in the movies. They always take it to the extreme in the movies. Yeah. They got to make it more, believable. Exactly. So in real life. So let me ask you something. Let's say, well, you know what? Let's not waste the last few minutes of the show with some hypothetical vampire nonsense. I'm sure I can come up with something even more stupid than that. Your daughter's doing well. Family's good. Work is good.
All's good. Work's busy. A little too busy if you ask me, but pays the bills.
It pays the bills. And listen, those bills are only going to get more expensive as your lovely lady gets older and as you add to the family if you do. But I appreciate once again giving us some insight like you always do. You always come with some critical information, and I thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
Ciao.
Ciao.
That's JP, 444. It is 444. Did we take our last break? I believe we did. I don't know. What do I know? Oliver's very excited, as am I, buddy. We're going to have some good times together. I got a popcorn machine in there. I'm going to have cotton candy machine in there. Hopefully you like that stuff. We'll have a little soda refrigerator. It's like I'm going to have a little hot dog rolling machine. It's going to give you the full effect. All right, Kathy checking in. All hail the queen checking in. Late check-in. I'm not going to deduct points, but you're here nonetheless. All right, so it's Thursday night. I got to rally out of here. So I'm going to actually pull out, now that Kerry's in the studio, ready to go, I'm going to end a few minutes early. This way I can get my son to soccer over at RCC. Don't worry, Clem, not yet. I'm just saying a few minutes early. And Kerry will get rolling with house calls, which, again, I don't get sleep. It's part of my genetic makeup, and it's probably part of like my crusty pillow. The bed's worn down. I'm stressed out. I have 4 kids. The bills always come in. There's a lot to digest that I'm sure. My diet probably doesn't help. Alcohol. Not that when I say alcohol and drinking, don't think that you're gonna see me on some corner in a couple years. Just like a drunk guy in a corner. No, I just like to get a drink or two to relax and escape. Like you escape from reality from 3 to 5. I usually escape from reality sometime after 9 o'clock in the evening, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Find me alone, sitting in the corner in one of these places, and do not bother me. Thank you. All right, so tonight, house calls. I'm tuning in. I'm driving Emilio to soccer, and I'm most certainly tuning in. And I have questions. I've been taking NyQuil Z's. I take Advil PM. I know that stuff's not good for me, especially those Advils. They eat up your stomach. I got a sensitive stomach as it is. I take a pill to, keep it under control. So is there like an alternative? I know they talk about this, melatonin stuff. I could probably eat that stuff like it's candy. Like it's peanut M&Ms and it's going to do nothing. I need something like something strong. Like some sort of is there like a power tea? This is what I'm saying. Tonight's show, it's got most of us glued in already. So, got my throat. As I talk too much, I talk too fast, I talk too much. And the funny thing is for all the talking I do, I don't communicate well with the most important people in my life. My wife, my kids, and sometimes an occasional pain in the customer. But usually with my wife and kids, it's like the message that I try to convey gets convoluted because I don't have good communication skills. And you would think with all the talking I do on the radio, I talk to customers a lot. I've talked for my parents for 51 years. When the teacher would call my mom in for a meeting to discuss how great I was doing academically, that's what I would be telling my mom. But really, I was being suspended for 3 days, and the teacher wanted a face-to-face with me. So I would tell my mom that I was doing so well in school. And my mom would tell the teacher, really? Are you talking about my son? And I would tell the teacher, my mom is really disgusted that I was getting suspended again. And she can't believe I'm getting 3 days off. And she's horrified. But I'd be talking, making up all these stories. But anyway, my point being is I would talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. I'm always talking. But I can't communicate. Me and my therapist, he billed me 3 co-payments the other day. For the session. He's like, dude, you owe me 3 co-payments. That was the most intense session I've had in 70 years of doing psychology. Really, communication is key. And it's like, I don't know. It's an art that you work on. For whatever reason, like my body takes over and you know what? I don't know. I'm just right now, I am part of communicating sometimes is babbling. All right? Like when I'm in my therapist's office in front of his fire, I'll just be babbling like I am now. But he says that's communicating. You're communicating openly into the air. But he goes on to this whole thing that it's all being sucked in, whether internally or externally, blah, blah, blah. Keep talking. Look at this, everybody. Talk about talking. We got some. I like the inter-community talk on YouTube. Again, join us on YouTube's 3 to 5 as well, on our YouTube channel, 3 to 5 daily. and be part of the community out there where the true Clemaniacs hover. All right, a little back and forth going on with some of our most astute Clemaniacs. Yes, balance. Balance. Burn chiming in. Communication is key, and so is balance. I know. I find balance. I drink plenty of water with lemon, and then beer and, mojitos and margaritas. But I balance it. Like I said, I have a lot of water with lemon. Oh my God. You know what? I really, life is, it's funny that you say that, balance. It is. It's moderation and balance. You don't want to do too much of something. It's like overkill. So yes, communication is key, and so is balance. The Dolly Byrne checking in with some words of wisdom. I have a daughter. I don't know about you, but when your daughter, a lot of people tell me about, wait till your kid starts getting in a car. My youngest daughter, I guess my oldest daughters, they never asked, they never went to do this, but she wants to ride her bike down the main street to the corner store with two of her friends. And I'm just looking out my window here at the Clem Studio 69, located in the center of Clemville. Right, look, and the Clem Pound is here as well. And my daughter has her bike outside, so she's waiting for me to put air in it and give her the okay that she can go ride with her friends. And I don't know, like obviously she's not the same girl that had training wheels on her bike, or the ones that took them off and was able to ride the two-wheeler. But it's and she is she is 10 years old. It's not like she's like 5 or 6. But it's a main road. She said they're gonna take the back roads. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my bike out. I guess I'll go with her. Is that cool? Her 2 friends, and her dad. Oh my God, it's tough to let them go. Really, I can't imagine. My mom, she moved to Florida. She had this beautiful RAV4. Low mileage, it's well maintained. So my oldest daughter, Giovanna, she's going to be 15 in July. Next year, 16, she'll start driving. So she'll get the RAV4. I was going to give her my dump truck. It's on its way out. I'm looking for a new one, but lucky for her, Grandma decided to leave the car behind, so she's going to get the RAV4. My middle daughter has a choice between a dump truck and my old van, Old Yeller we call her. She's been so loyal to us. So the RAV4, it's like crazy. Just to think, I've been thinking about it a lot. A year and a few months, my daughter's going to be driving. She'll be going on the roads in a car. I remember when I got my car, what I was doing, and oh my God, it's crazy. Crazy. Parenthood is it's the toughest job I've ever had, and I've worked a lot of jobs, and none of them have been that easy. But parenthood, oh my God, it's definitely rewarding, but it comes with just a lot of I don't know, man, like a lot of tension. Not tension, that's not the right word. Just a lot of I don't know. You pray your kids are all right. That's all. All right, Kerry, are you there?
I am.
Is it possible?
Hello?
Yeah. Can I leave can I play a song, or can you play music until you're ready to take over, do whatever?
Yeah, we're all good. Actually, you did miss that last break, so I have it ready to roll. And I am asking everyone to stay tuned because we are getting ready for house calls.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be taking my son to RCC. I'm sure you heard. I definitely am intrigued and interested in the show. So everybody stay tuned for house calls with Kerry Potter. And I, God willing, tomorrow at 3 shall be back to wrap up the week. All the love and adios, Clemigos.